Scream 7, theories so wild they'll have you checking your closets. Welcome back to Mind Bang, the channel where we take horror theories, crank them up to wait, what? And then throw them at your brain like Ghostface chucking a kitchen knife. Before we get into Scream 7 and all the madness coming our way, I have to tell you about the nightmare I had last night. It was a creature. Not just any creature. It was made of Patrick Swayze and Twizzler headcheese. Imagine Swayze, peak Road House-era, but instead of skin, it was a mass of twisted red licorice and something that smelled vaguely of a county fair gone wrong. It whispered things like, "Nobody puts baby in a corner," but in a voice that sounded like it had been through a meat grinder. And then it just slow danced toward me. I woke up in a cold sweat, reached for my phone, and thought, is this what it feels like to be stalked by Ghostface? Now that I'm fully awake, let's talk Scream 7. It's dropping February 27th, 2026, and the internet is foaming at the mouth with theories. Is Sidney actually the mastermind? Is Ghostface finally supernatural? Will we get a killer reveal that actually makes people's heads explode? Let's get into the wildest fan theories swirling around this franchise. Theory number 1. Sidney Prescott, the ultimate mastermind? Alright, this is the big one. The theory that Sidney, our final girl supreme, has actually been pulling the strings this whole time. Could it happen? Technically, yeah. Would fans absolutely lose it? 1000%. Here's how the theory goes. Sidney has survived way too much horror movie trauma for a normal person. What if she finally snapped? What if she's been training new ghost faces? Carefully choosing victims? Making sure she stays ahead of the story? Maybe Sidney wasn't always the killer, but over time, she saw how her entire life is one long Ghostface attack and decided to embrace the chaos. This would be a massive shakeup for the franchise, but let's be real, it would also make a ton of sense. How does Sidney always just escape? How does she always know exactly what to do? The biggest counterpoint? Fans would riot! Sidney is the horror movie final girl. Making her the villain could be genius, or it could destroy everything. Theory number 2. Ghostface is finally supernatural. Listen, I know what you're thinking. Ghostface isn't supernatural. It's always just some dude in a mask. But hear me out. What if Scream 7 is the one where that finally changes? There have been so many moments in this franchise where Ghostface's face has taken absurd damage, getting shot, stabbed, thrown off buildings, and still gets back up. What if all these killers weren't just copycats? What if they're all connected? Maybe Ghostface isn't just a person, it's an entity. A presence that infects different people. Maybe there's something supernatural about the mask itself. Every person who wears it gets possessed by the drive to kill. Maybe this time when Ghostface gets unmasked, there's nothing under the hood. Just black void, baby. Just pure inhuman horror. Would it break the rules of Scream? Absolutely. Would it be the biggest twist in horror movie history? Also yes. Theory number 3. The killer is, again with the Stu theory? Yeah, because it won't die. People love the idea that Stu Macher, played by Matthew Lillard in the original Scream, never actually died. Here's the logic. His death? Kind of weak. A TV to the face? Come on. We've never actually seen his body. If anyone could crawl back from the grave, it's Matthew Lillard's insane, unhinged Stu. Some fans think Stu has been in the shadows this whole time. Maybe he's been running a Ghostface cult, a la Scream 3's Roman, but done better. Maybe he's been waiting for the perfect moment to step back in. And with Neve Campbell, Sidney, officially returning for Scream 7, it would make sense for them to bring back one of her biggest original foes. If Stu walks out of the shadows in the final act, the internet will break. Theory number 4. The Scream 3 retcon theory. Okay, let's talk about Scream 3 for a second. Specifically, Roman Bridger. Roman was revealed to be Sidney's long-lost half-brother, and he was the mastermind behind the entire Scream franchise. He manipulated Billy and Stu in the first film, which means he technically started all of this. But here's the thing. What if he wasn't working alone? What if Ghostface has always been bigger than just Roman Billy or any of the copycats? What if there's a secret group pulling the strings across the entire franchise? What if Ghostface has always been part of a much bigger conspiracy? What if Sidney was never meant to survive? What if the real villain has been hiding in plain sight for 7 movies? Some fans think Roman's influence is still alive and well. Maybe Scream 7 is where we finally see who's really been behind all of this. Final thoughts. What's next for Ghostface? Scream 7 has the potential to be the wildest entry yet. If they go safe, we'll get another copycat killer, another twist, and a few shocking deaths. But if they go insane, Sidney as the true mastermind, Stu Macher crawling out of a basement like he never left, Ghostface as an actual supernatural entity? I mean, why not? It's 2026. Nothing makes sense anymore. That's a wrap. What's your wildest theory? Alright, horror freaks, drop your most insane Ghostface theories in the comments. Who do you think is behind the mask? Will Sidney finally break bad? And most importantly, is it time for Ghostface to actually become unkillable? If you like this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and share this video before Ghostface personally removes me from existence. And remember, if the phone rings and someone asks, "What's your favorite scary movie?" just say Shrek and hang up.